Hey, what's cooking, Jay?
Welcome back to Gunther's Kitchen. Today we making more or less a request from my son. Now they were traveling in Europe a few years ago, and he always says, you know, that potato salad they make in Austria, that's the best potato salad. And it's not mayonnaise, you know, everyone makes mayonnaise and it's too rich, and it's, you know, that Austrian one, that was delicious. Okay? Now we make it. I'll show you how to make it. The only difference is, in Austria, they peel the potatoes. In Australia, we don't peel the potatoes because a lot of the nutrients are in the peel. And the potatoes, the skin, is quite soft anyway. It's not as leathery as some potatoes you get. All right, so let's start. What you need is potatoes, you need red onion, you need some Dijon mustard, salt, vinegar. I use some gherkin pickle juice, some pepper, parsley, a little bit of sugar, and some beef stock. I forgot to get the beef stock out. So you also need some beef stock. And that is it. Okay, so let's start. As always, and you probably know by now, if you watch my channel, I cook the potatoes in the microwave. That's the only thing I cook in the microwave, that's the potatoes. So they are nice and dry, and especially for the potato salad as well, the potatoes have to absorb the broth, which is like all the ingredients in the potato have to absorb it. So they get nice and flavorsome. All right, so let's cover them. Just make sure your potatoes are clean and well washed. And now we put them in. I put in mine for about 8 minutes. One secret thing I forgot to mention is also at the end, when we serve it up, we put some pumpkin seed oil on top. In Austria we call it Kernöl, and that makes a huge difference. That's absolutely delightful. So what we're going to do is we take our beef stock and put that in a small pot, and we bring this to the boil. In the meantime, we're cutting our red onion, and we like to cut it fine. So just cut it into strips. Make sure you leave the ends on. So if the end is not on, your onion's gonna make you cry, and also it's gonna fall apart. So just cut your onions in strips like this. Make sure you've got a sharp knife. Just cut it slowly, like that. Always hold your fingers like that. Then cut it in half. Don't cut it through. Try not to lose that. And then just slice it down. And then you've got nice, finely chopped onions. So now what we're going to do, we put the onions into our stock. We put Dijon mustard into our stock. A decent pinch of salt, sugar, pepper, or white wine vinegar, or vinegar of your choice. I don't put too much in because we can always add some vinegar at the end if we like to. We have our pickle juice from the gherkins, and we just have to strain it because the mustard seeds are in there. And then we put it back on the stove and bring it to the boil. Okay, so our 8 minutes are up. Now let's take the potatoes out of the microwave. Here we go. As always, be very careful when you undo that. I always take a knife and you just do this, okay? So that means the steam is not hitting your fingers when you do it. And we let it sit for a minute or so, just so it's not too hot, so we can actually slice it. Now we're cutting the potatoes. Important part is everything has to be hot when you put it together. If the potatoes are cold and the broth you're putting on is cold, the flavor will not go through. Now what sort of potatoes you're using is really up to you. But I don't like too firm potatoes. I like them a little bit floury because then the liquid gets absorbed better. Now our broth is nearly done. The reason why we're cooking the broth with the onions is because the onions, the first thing is you lose their sharpness. The second thing is it also lasts longer. So if you have got the onions, you put raw onions on there and you don't eat it at the same time, the onions basically, they are not nice the next day. If you cook them, they stay nice for quite a few days. Also, please peel the potatoes if you like. But like my mom, she would not eat potato salad or any potatoes which are not peeled. But in Australia, we're very much used to eating the potatoes this way. So now we're putting the broth on. Okay, so this is enough. It's a little bit left over, but that's fine. And now we just let it sit like that. Okay, so now we just finish it with our beautiful pumpkin seed oil. That's maybe a little bit more. And our parsley from the garden. And before we eat it, we're gonna mix it through. This is our Austrian potato salad. Just when you serve it, just mix it through. So everyone gets some of the pumpkin seed oil and that oil is magic. Absolutely, absolutely delicious, and it's really good for you. Pumpkin seed oil, just like pumpkin seeds, very good for you. Try it, have a go, and like, subscribe, and follow us. Share with your friends, leave a comment. I'll see you soon at Gunther's Kitchen on YouTube. Bye for now.